Welcome to Toy Business Unboxed, your gateway to the secrets of the toy industry. Here, Jason Shea, a toy entrepreneur and expert in the field.
Every product we develop is really inspired by some of the real life experience that we have with our son.
60% of all toys last year were sold on Amazon, which is incredible.
Be passionate about it because it's a road, it's a journey.
Like when you have an idea that you think is like gonna somewhat like change the world, make things better, I'd say go for it.
We'll guide you through the enchanting world of toy design, marketing, and manufacturing. Now let the unboxing begin.
Welcome back to another episode of Toy Business Unboxed podcast. Today's guests, please meet Cathy and Mary, the creative mind behind Race to Stupid, a hilarious trivia game that went from family fun to market reality. In this episode, they are going to take us behind the scene from the spark of the idea to the challenge of launching and marketing their own games as indie creators. We'll be talking about lessons and reminders of how growing old doesn't mean growing up. And thank you so much for both of you to join today's episode and share your journey within the toys and game industry.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so first of all, if you can first start out, either one of you can start out by sharing with our listener, where did the idea for the initial game came from?
I'll take this one since it was kind of my start idea. We were playing a really bad trivia game with some family at Christmas time, and we didn't know any of the answers. And Marie and I both we think we're pretty good trivia people. We know lots of useless facts, and we didn't know any of them, and neither did anybody else we were playing with. And the game was, you should know that. And you started with a certain amount of points, and then you got deducted depending on the question. And literally, this is like racing to stupid because we didn't know anything. Like we were basically, who was going to get zero first because we weren't getting it. And then we're like, this game isn't great. How we can make a better game, essentially, that's really a trivia game that's fun, is really how it all started from that moment, is really was the starting.
Yeah, and I think your game have a very different kind of rule. If you can explain how Race to Stupid as a game actually works, so that kind of add to the point of how your game is very different than other trivia game in the market.
Yeah, what makes it fun is that if you know the answer to the trivia question, you're going to earn a point. But you're also going to come up with a stupid answer to the same trivia question. And whoever has the best stupid answer gets 2 points. So you can be smart and stupid and earn 3 points. And you could actually not know any of the answers, the real answers, and you could still win the game. So it adds a little creativity to the trivia game.
For sure. I think that's definitely an interesting twist. Personally, I'm horrible at trivia game because I wasn't grow up in US, so a lot of the American culture related question, I have no idea. So that's a little bit harder for me. So I like the game rule, and that make it more fair for people that it's not like grow up in a US culture.
Exactly.
So,
because there's a question, we always do this as a simple one, is what does a Statue of Liberty wear on her feet? So it's like, you might not have ever seen the Statue of Liberty, maybe you have, but you could guess, what is she wearing on her feet? And they can always come with something silly that she's wearing on her feet. And people come with all kinds of silly, crazy answers to
that. Yeah, that's definitely a very fun question. And also going back to your origin story, I think, can you also kind of share how you two first met and also decided to start this company together?
Yeah, so we met from basically day one because we're sisters. So we grew up together playing games. Everything from playing card games with our grandmother to all your traditional board games, Monopoly, Payday. Bonkers is one that we always still actually play together. So yeah, so we grew up playing games, and and having that kind of instilled that just even though you're getting older, games are fun, and having fun is important. So that's kind of where it all comes from.
I see. Yeah, personally, I also run a family-owned business because it's run by me and my sister. So the question I have is, how do you, both of you divide the work when you are running the businesses currently?
It kind of happened organically a way. We never really said like, you're going to do this and I'm going to do this. It's more we play to our strengths, which I come up with big ideas, and then Bree's one who kind of then fact checks me or kind of reins it in and then figures out the details. So it just kind of happened that way. Especially with Race to Stupid, I would come up with questions. She would fact check them. I would come up with how we're actually going to build the business. But then she would do like the technical creativity part of it, of like the vision of it. So it just kind of balances out of how we did that, really. And that's just kind of how we've been working since then.
I see. Anything else you want to add, Mary?
No, I mean, I think that's the big thing, like we have regular day jobs as well. So this isn't our full-time job. So, Kathy's a landscape designer. So when it came to like designing the box and how's everything going to fit together, I mean, that was perfect for Cathy. So yeah, it's just definitely playing to our strengths for sure.
I see. And what was it like turning your first idea into a finished product? If you can share your journey so far, and I know you have developed so many different products over the years as well. So.
I mean, getting to see that, the first game, starting out where we were basically using note cards and, coming up with our own little demo and that type of thing. But actually opening that first box was pretty incredible, actually, knowing that we did this, like we created this, we figured out how to get it done, which we had no idea, was contacting, manufacturers and things to figure out how to even make it. Yeah, it's been a pretty incredible feeling every time you get that first box gets delivered. So.
I see. What would you say is the biggest challenge so far? Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say one thing we didn't realize that people will say, like, I can't believe you actually took your idea. Like everybody's like, oh, I have an idea, but nobody actually follows through. And we just, for some harebrained reason, like followed through with it and did it. And thought it would be easy, for one thing. So
yeah, it's definitely not as easy as people think. There's a lot of steps involved. So, and what would you say is the biggest challenge of starting this business from the ground up?
I mean, I definitely the coming up with the ideas and the games and how we can make them more fun. That's the fun part. It's it really is the marketing and how to get it out there and how to do that, all that the businessy side of it and the marketing side of things is really the challenge.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have like the business end, so like the stuff and figuring out the trademark and those things were kind of easy in comparison. And we thought, oh, you just build a website and people will find you. It's like, well, that wasn't
that wasn't the case. Yeah,
not how it was. So that
that
was like parts are easy. The marketing is the toughest part of all of it, because like that we're creative brains and the marketing is just a different avenue and just all the different platforms out there where you need to be and those things. It's just that's extremely challenging. If something like we don't have the time to delve into ourselves, I think it's part of it.
I see. And can you also kind of talk about all the other games that you're currently also working on? I know there's a few more products on the pipeline as well. If one of you have an actual example of the product, you can also feel free to show the product on the camera as well. So.
I say Cathy probably has them there in her office.
Yep, in my office. So Christmas is coming. This was our fourth game we created. So it's a tree decorating game. So it's really fun for all ages. Everybody has a Christmas tree and you're trying to decorate it for the holidays. And then there's Yetis and nice elves, naughty elves that kind of with you as you go along. It plays in 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how many people are playing and how quickly it goes. But super family friendly. So this is a game people play with their grandparents, down to kids can take it and play with themselves. So yeah, Christmas is coming. We also have Pirate Blast, which we're actually in the middle of a reprint. This was our third game. Our second game we don't really talk about because it was just okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Is everybody has a pirate ship and you're trying to sink each other's ships with cannonball cards. And then there's again monkeys can take cannonball off your ship from on other people's ships. Other kind of cards make it fun. Help either sink you quicker or help keep you afloat. So again, this is another family game. We have adults. We've had a group of guys who we play this game for 3 hours trying to sink each other because it's a little bit of strategy. It's a little bit of luck of how your cards come out. It's super fun for all ages as well. And like this, our dad's in his 80s and he'll play this with us because it's easy and simple to learn.
I see.
And then Toots and Poops. I don't have a demo box handy. I don't know where it got to, but that's one we're actually just sent to manufacturers,
Mhm.
and that'll be out this fall. A dice rolling game called Toots and Poops, where
Okay.
you're trying to earn food points based on the number of toots or poops associated with
Hmm.
that food card. It's a fun dice rolling game that everybody makes fun of farting and pooping, and it's really cute. And yeah, that'll be out this fall.
I see. Yeah, thank you for sharing all the different games. And like how like what is the like publishing frequency that you're trying to aim for? Like how many games are you trying to publish each year?
We try to do one a year, um, just because when we go to big game conventions, they're kind of like we're starting to get a follow. So they're kind of like, "What do you have now?" We like,
Mm,
you know, love Pirate Blast. We like this game. Like, what else is coming? So we kind of feel like
mm,
a little bit need to
I
every year,
see.
which can be very challenging to do the play testing, get it right,
Yeah,
find the art. So it can be challenging right now of you know because probably been a little over a year since we started Toots and Poops. I think it was
I see.
probably last April we had the name
Hmm.
and then working through it and then finalizing it. So
I see. I see. I see. What are some of the major characteristics that you feel like make your game stand out in the the crowded market?
Go for it, Kath. I'll turn that one over to you.
well, we like to say is our name is Race is Stupid. That game alone, that name, which
Hmm.
we only intended. We didn't think we'd have several games at this point. We were just going to do one game, and that was kind of all we had thought about.
Yeah.
So the name really draws people in when they see Race is Stupid.
Hmm.
So that's people are like, wait, I have to pick up this box. I have to see what this is about. So um, as
Okay.
soon as we say Shoots and Poops, I can say it to anybody, and everybody
Hmm.
cracks a smile. So I think good names is one key
Mm,
factor,
okay.
and then just we're starting to know our games that they are fun, they're easy to play.
Hmm.
Um, we go to game conventions, they're super heavy strategy, and sometimes people are like, I just want something that's fun and easy.
Mm,
It's still
yeah.
so I think that's too. We when we tell people like it's one page instructions, like you don't have. There's not a
Oh
big
yeah.
setup
Hmm.
that people really resonate with that because they don't have time to sit and play these large games. And that's the other thing. Our games are quick and easy, so they're repeatable. So you can play a couple times and then put it away. So I
Hmm.
think that's we have an advantage on that as well.
Yeah, it's definitely kind of geared toward a different type of audience. I know, just like you mentioned, some of the board game take 30 minutes to learn and 2 hours to play.
Yeah,
So, so that's a very different type of games that compared
Yeah,
to the one that you're designing. So,
yeah, quick,
yeah.
easy,
If we
fast.
kind of we'll pick up a game and we'll be like, oh, let's play this, and we're like, okay, I'm already lost about the instructions, or we're just like, oh, okay, like no, it doesn't seem fun. So we're very key on those
mhm.
issues, fast and fun.
I see. Okay. And I think, Mary, you have something to add? Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, that's if if I can look at the directions. That's the other thing too that we've tried to make it very visual in the directions, um,
Hmm.
so that it's not always. I mean, there's reading obviously, but to try to make it is fast to learn, so you can get in there and start playing. So.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely very important as well.
Mhm.
And you mentioned some of the biggest challenge for you has been in marketing. What kind of strategy have you tried when you are trying to get more brand awareness and marketing so far?
I'll leave that to you,
We
Kat.
try to do your Facebook posts and boosting and things like that. It's it's we just flounder in that so much, and we talk to so many of associates in the same kind of boat as us. Of like that's it's just such a struggle of even knowing where to start with that. So
Mm,
we get out there as much as we can at different game conventions, and that's really where our marketing comes from the
mhm.
most. But again, to grow, we need to get into other channels. So that's yeah. We didn't really have a marketing plan. We just knew we
Uh,
had a good game. So
yeah,
which again,
definitely.
I
That's
think
a
that
lot of
happens a lot,
Yeah, definitely.
and
Marketing
we're
is
starting
a
to.
tricky one, and there's a lot of different component that's involved to make it successful as well. And I'm also grateful
Yeah.
for you guys to decide to partner with our team here at Toy Launch to help you with some of the marketing effort. And uh, I'm positive that we'll be generating some great result working alongside with both of you to scale the business as well. And talking back to the games, beside those couple one that you talk about, what are other of the additional game that you're currently working on in the pipeline? Any other one that you haven't shared with the audience yet?
We have a Halloween game that's
Oh,
probably
okay.
going to be next year.
Yeah.
It had kind of a start and a stop, and then Toots and Poops just kind of took over because that ended up being a lot of fun.
Hmm.
But yeah, I definitely see, for sure a Halloween game. There's potential for a zoo game, an animal type game. So yeah, so
Hmm.
there's definitely more in the works, and then also adding on to Race to Stupid, as far as more questions, expansions, that type of thing too. So
I see, I see. And have you considered also partner with other designer and help them publish their game instead of like publishing your own idea as a business kind of a strategy?
I think that's something that we would love to do when that it's working with somebody and developing a game. I think is a fun thing. It's that again too. We have to look to somebody else to help us market it and get it out there. So, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's definitely working with other designers or kind of collaborating is always a fun thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the other question I'd like to ask, this is a common, I guess, a decision point for a lot of the people, especially in the tabletop gaming industry, is to either go with self-publishing or try to pitch the idea to bigger publisher, and hopefully they will take the idea and run with it. In your journey building up this business, like what make you decide to go with a self-publishing route instead of just pitching idea to bigger publisher?
Well, we've kind of been doing both. I have been
Oh, okay.
pitching around. We've come very close to a big box store, and then purchasers
Hmm.
change, and so it kind of gives you the concept of like we know we have games that could be mass market, but it's
Okay.
just that again our time, trying to pitch it, putting together, the sizzle videos and things like that. Sometimes it's like that's a challenge, and then just getting in there.
Mm.
So we're
Yeah.
kind of not. We haven't said no to that. Like if
Hmm.
definitely that comes about, we would be open to it. And we've been doing it small batch of games, so it's manageable to be self published at this point. And luckily, there's some great game convention around, like where we met you at Origins.
Hmm.
It's great. There's one in Philly called PAX Unplugged. So getting
Yeah.
to the big game is helped a lot of us move our product.
Hmm.
Um, so again, since we're a little bit smaller batch and we're in small retailers, we're probably in 30 or 40 small, boutique shops around. So we've kind of made some good strides, but we would definitely, if a Hasbro set or any of the other game companies were like, hey, we're going to license you, and it's a good deal, we would definitely do it. We have
Hmm.
some friends that have done deals and then gotten their games back. So you hear kind
Mm.
of nightmare stories, but we would be definitely open to that. Just kind of doing it both ways. If whatever one kind of breaks first, I guess
Mm.
is
I
one
see.
thing. And that's partly why I wanted to partner with you. Is we know Amazon sales, then a big box store is going to look what you're doing on Amazon and know like, oh, okay, they
Mhm.
actually can get sales. So it's one step towards that too. It's a package of that.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely a lot involved. And just like you said, if you license to the bigger publishers, sometimes you don't really get a lot of attention from them as well because they manage thousands of product and you're just one out of 1,000 product they manage. So the amount of individual attention you get as an indie kind of publisher is very, very low. So sometimes, based on my experience, it's better just to focusing on your own brand to make it grow instead of trying to hold for someone else, like taking care of the brand that you have spent so much time investing into. So
Right, exactly. And then sometimes the upfront cost that they're giving you, like they'll pay you up front for a certain amount. It's not a whole lot sometimes. So you think of all
mm,
your effort put into it. So it is kind of weighing the pros and cons. But again, if somebody came to us and depending on what that looked like, we would be open to it. But who knows?
I see, I see. And go ahead, Mary. You got something to add?
Yeah, that's and even too like with like Kickstarter, just a lot of people do really well with that, and that's
Hmm.
also it's a big investment time wise and things too. So I feel like that's a whole other world to explore and to be prepared for, and that's again just like another venue or another avenue, but definitely takes a lot of time and energy to make that successful. So
Have you tried a Kickstarter campaign so far with any of the product?
No,
we
we thought about it, and then in the end, we're like, where's the effort? to get that, and everybody's like, you need a big mailing list and issue, just other issues. We just decided not to. And again, our games are easy, so it's like, we're not. Some of these game companies have 50, like it's a $50 game, so they kind of need that extra money to get it rolling. Where we can kind of recoup our money relatively quickly on some of our games. So, and it's just, again, it's that time and effort when you have a full-time job and trying to do all that. It's like, where do we put our effort, I guess, is always like where my effort's best suited. And then in the end, we're like, Kickstarters just
I
wasn't
see.
for us.
Yeah, I think I agree with your assessment. Based on our experience, usually like Kickstarter attract kind of an opposite audience compared to Amazon. Amazon's more for mass market, so family game usually work really well. But Kickstarter is kind of the opposite. The family game usually don't work as well because the backer, they are looking for complicated game that will spend they want to spend 2 hours on the game that
Right.
they invest like $100 on. So it's very different type of audience than those like parents or moms trying to just buy a game for their families. So
Right. Yeah, and that's more of our target audience is the moms buying a game that they can play with their kids, or the kids can play and it's easy and they know it's, family friendly, and that's I think that's partly why too. Like you said, it's just not our niche in there with
yeah,
Kickstarter.
I see. Yeah, I think you are kind of making the right decision there because based on our experience looking at a lot of Kickstarter campaign, that's not a lot of very successful family focused game on the platform. It's most, as you can see, like the one that raised like 100,000, 500,000. They're always like very very heavy games usually that get a lot of traction. Obviously, there's a exception. There's always going to be exception, but I'm
Right.
just saying majority of the successful campaign tend to be more leaning toward the higher price item or higher price game. So
Right. Or there are companies too that already have a pretty good following and then they kickstarted as well. So that's
yeah, yeah,
people have approached us like, oh, we help you on your Kickstarter, but it's like it's still a lot of effort, and then they take their cut, and it's like just
yeah,
it whittles down your margin of even more so. And
yeah. That's true. That's true. That's true. So looking ahead, what is
Oh no.
in the? Go ahead, Mary. You're going to something to add.
Oh
Go ahead.
no.
I'm just having issues. I don't know.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, okay. Can you, are you back? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I ended up I'm like, where did they go? Anyway.
Okay. Do you have anything else to add to the Kickstarter conversation?
No, I just think, I think for us, it's that we definitely have figured out more where we fit. As far as, we're not going to appeal to the Dungeons and Dragons crowd necessarily, but we're going to be fun
Yeah.
games that they can play in between. And so,
Mhm.
it is definitely more like Amazon related, trying to, getting into the game stores, that type of thing. So,
I see, I see, I see. And also, looking ahead in the future, in the next, 3 to 5 years, what is on the horizon? What was the goal for the company heading in the future?
That's a good question. Sometimes we don't think ahead. We sometimes have these just short sightedness, but one partner with you is to kind of get things rolling and get things moving. We would like the big goal is to like get into a Target, a Barnes and Noble of at least some of our games is for
Mhm.
sure the long term goal. Again, we've made some like we had got Race is Stupid and Books a Million. So it's like we make little kind of headway. So I think we have definitely the potential to be a mass market game. So it's just
Mhm.
getting that right connection and getting sales.
Mhm.
But I think that long term is like that. Yeah, we want to be in a big brick and mortar and move a lot of games, and then
Mhm.
build on the brand of our fun, easy playing games. Um, is really the big goal.
yeah.
I
So
see.
keep coming up with good games that we're proud
Mhm.
of,
Mhm.
that we get excited when people come back and tell us how much they enjoy playing them. And then,
Mhm.
getting to the point where more and more people get to buy our games because they're more out there for them, in the
Mhm.
public, in the stores, that type of thing. They're seeing them on Amazon, which is going to be a big help. So,
Yeah. I see, I see, I see. So as well, kind of wrapping up today's interview here, if both of you have something to share with just one piece of advice with someone that's getting started within the toys and game industry, what would that be?
It was like this was the hardest question that I was thinking about, and really what it comes down to is we just did it started out blindly, but the mentors we've met along the way or peers in
yeah.
the industry is really I think the where I've learned the most. and just having connections that somebody you can call and ask questions to.
Mm.
And we have several mentors kind of at different levels. I took a course kind of in a way.
Oh,
It was called the Toy Coach, Michelle
oh,
Ray.
yes, 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 yes. Yeah, I know
So
her.
I
Yes,
took her
yes.
course and
Mhm,
it filled in gaps, that things that, and
mhm,
I'm not trying to like not take the whole course. I'm like, I just really wanted to learn how to pitch or whatever. But it filled in some gaps and things that it helped reassure what I did know and then things I
mhm,
didn't know. So she's been a great mentor. And then along the
mhm,
line, like we met Dave from Taco Cat Goat Cheese, and
mm,
I've had a conversation with him. We were looking for a distributor for a project. I asked him like, "Hey, who do you use?" And he's helpful. If needed, I can email him and then other just peers that either people who play a lot of games. Like we have one guy that we go to for, is there a game like this? It's like he has a Rolodex in his head, and we'll ask him. So just like having
Yeah.
peers in the industry,
Yeah. Yeah.
I see.
like is the key. And like same thing, like, oh, what shows are you doing, which ones work, which ones don't, I did this,
Mm,
so really finding that peer group and mentors is, I think, the biggest key to getting in, especially breaking into the industry, because we literally didn't know anything about the game
mm,
industry. Started this, like, we just went in blindly, which was probably smart on our end because we might not have done it, but
mm.
we're having so much fun doing it and want to keep doing it. And I think, yeah, having those peers that are encouraging and helpful and just can help guide you is invaluable.
I see. How about you, Mary? What would be your piece of
No,
advice?
that's, I mean, I can't add any more than that. I mean, it's just that sometimes just not like not being afraid to ask someone who's doing it, how did you do it? And, what, trying to just asking for help. I think that's really a big part of it. And yeah, we've met some really great people, and, even saying, hey, do you want to, we got a demo here. Like, it's just, note cards at this point. Do you want to sit down and play with us?
No, okay.
And
Yeah.
that's just been really fun. It's
Mm.
fun. And then it too, meeting these people, because everybody has their own story, and that's been pretty incredible. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I agree with my impression overall of the toys and game industry. Most people is very friendly in the industry. They are like very open and willing to share and
Mhm.
help each other. That's a little bit different than maybe other industry that
Yeah.
you don't really talk to your competitor. You're supposed to keep everything secret. But I think the toys and game industry is fairly open, and everyone that I met throughout the years has been very helpful to one another. So and I'm also very grateful that I'm part of the industry and can contribute to the industry as well. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah. That's, yeah. It's, you may be next in a booth at a big gaming convention, but you don't look at it like they're your competition. Yeah. It's
mhm.
definitely, it's a different feel. It's nice.
Yeah. So for our listener and audiences that want to learn more about you and your companies online, where is the best place for people to find you?
Racethestupid.com is our website, and that's pretty much our same moniker for Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, racethestupid.com is where we're at. And you can email us at fun@racethestupid.com too as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay, perfect. I'll put that in the show note. Thank you so much for both of you's time today to join our podcast and share your journey and your story behind your businesses.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And thank you for our audience for tuning in to this episode of Toy Business Unboxed. We hope you have enjoyed today's conversation and find it insightful and inspiring. If you like what you have heard, be sure to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. We really appreciate your support and would love it if you can leave us a review and share the podcast with your friend and colleague. For more resources, tips, and the latest update within the toys and game industry, visit our website at toy-launch.com. Join the conversation and connect with us on social media using hashtag Toy Business Unboxed. We'd love to hear your feedback and suggestion for future episode. Until next time, keep innovating, keep creating, keep bringing joys to toys. This is Jason J signing off on the Toy Business Unboxed podcast. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much, everyone.